Welcome. It's good to have you here. Today, I want to take you behind the curtain of something chillingly precise. Con artists don't just guess their way into your trust. They read you. They tailor the scam just for you. Scammers become expert psychologists, dissecting your personality, reading your emotional pulse. They craft the perfect con, one you don't even realize is happening until you're already bleeding. I don't say this to scare you, I say it to empower you. Once you learn how they see you, you start seeing them. I remember once, I got a call from a woman claiming she was from my bank's fraud department. She used my name, referenced my location, even mimicked the tone banks use in official calls. I asked one question, which card are we talking about? And she paused, just a beat too long. I hung up. That hesitation saved me. Even the best scams crack if you know where to look. Most people think scams rely on stupidity. They don't. They rely on being understood. The perfect scam begins with the perfect read. Con artists are terrifyingly good at it. If you're someone who always says, "I'm just trusting by nature," they hear opportunity. They match your optimism with urgency. If you're proud of your independence, they offer you control. They shapeshift. They mirror. They present what you want to see, not what's true.
In expert interviews I've had over the years, one pattern always returns. These scammers are trained, not formally, but through repetition. They learn to identify archetypes. Are you the savior, the skeptic, the achiever? Each has a vulnerability. Take the savior. Scammers play damsel in distress. My child is sick. I'm stranded without gas. The skeptic gets a scam built on data, on proofs, on fake legal documents. And the achiever? Scams promise exclusivity, status, investment tips, not available to the public. In one case study, a man lost over $300,000 in a crypto investment scam. It wasn't about greed, it was about identity. The con artist read him like a well-worn book.
Now, let's talk tactics. Step 1 is profiling. This doesn't happen in a basement with a corkboard. It happens on social media, dating sites, even casual conversations. Every detail you give, your favorite quote, your family setup, how you describe your job, feeds the scammer's strategy. Ever wonder why so many romance scams start with, "What are you looking for in a partner?" That's not romantic. That's data collection. Step 2 is mirroring. This is psychological camouflage. The scammer mimics your speech rhythm, your values, even your humor. If you mention spirituality, they believe in divine timing. If you talk hustle culture, they've got a startup pitch. It builds a false sense of similarity, and that similarity builds trust. Then comes emotional calibration. The best con artists know how to escalate, gently. They watch for your reactions. They test small asks before big ones. I've seen scammers abandon scripts midway because their mark flinched at a story. That's how agile they are. They pivot, they adapt. You can't outsmart a scammer with logic alone. You need pattern recognition. You need to spot the rhythm behind the words, the emotional engineering beneath the charm. And here's the hardest truth. The perfect scam isn't loud. It's quiet. It doesn't feel wrong. It feels right. That's why it works. And that's why I do this. Because once you've seen the trick, it can't work again. There was a neighbor of mine once. Sweet woman, mid-60s, smart as a whip. She was conned out of her life savings by a man who claimed he needed funds for his visa processing. They exchanged messages for months. He never asked for money directly. He shared his dreams, his fears, his devotion. She told me, "He made me feel less invisible." That wasn't a scam about money. It was about loneliness, about recognition. And that's what the best scammers understand. People don't want to be fooled, but they do want to be seen. If you take nothing else from today's session, take this. The strongest defense against manipulation isn't suspicion, it's discernment. Learn your own patterns. Notice what kind of flattery you respond to. Observe how urgency affects you. The more self-aware you become, the less manipulable you are. Scammers aren't magicians, they're mirrors. They reflect what you already believe and give it a twist. So we fight back not by seeing them, but by seeing ourselves, clearly. This channel exists for that reason. not just to expose the tricks, but to train the mind, to equip you with the tools, emotional and intellectual, that con artists fear most. Skepticism with empathy, curiosity with caution, and confidence without arrogance. Stay watchful, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next investigation.